Have you ever felt undervalued, disregarded, or disrespected? You are not alone. Most people have experienced this. However, you can change this immediately. This video will share a simple yet highly effective method to stop being undervalued and command respect. Ready to transform your interactions? Watch until the end for a crucial, often overlooked, secret. 1. Compassionate concern. Compassion within Stoic philosophy transcends mere kindness or benevolence. It represents the embodiment of practical wisdom. It stems not from pity, but from a profound understanding of human nature, acknowledging the inherent vulnerabilities and fallibilities common to all. This understanding forms the bedrock of a robust and effective approach to interpersonal interactions. Compassion, a manifestation of strength, not weakness. Stoicism posits that compassion is not a sign of weakness or passivity, but rather a hallmark of emotional mastery and self-awareness. The ability to empathize with another's suffering without succumbing to negative emotions demonstrates remarkable mental fortitude and inner strength. Marcus Aurelius's dictum: whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the question, what fault of mine most resembles that which I am about to criticize, exemplifies this principle. This philosophy encourages a shift from judgment to humility and understanding, fostering a response characterized by empathy rather than condemnation, thereby strengthening interpersonal connections. Cultivating compassion. A practical approach. Compassion is not an innate trait but a cultivated skill. Stoicism offers 3 key pathways to its development. Introspective self-acceptance. Acknowledging personal shortcomings not as justifications but as opportunities for self-improvement is crucial. Instead of harsh self-criticism for past mistakes, view them as valuable learning experiences. Self-forgiveness paves the way for extending forgiveness to others. Active listening for understanding, not response. Many engage in listening primarily to formulate a response, rather than to genuinely comprehend the speaker's perspective. Active listening fosters trust and respect, breaking down communication barriers, promoting connection, and preventing unnecessary conflict. Compassionate action, a word of encouragement, an act of patience, or even a small gesture of assistance can have a profound impact. Compassionate individuals do not demand respect. Their calm demeanor and kindness naturally inspire admiration. The power of forgiveness. The apex of compassion. Forgiveness is not a gift bestowed upon another. It is a liberation from negative emotions. Holding onto resentment is akin to clutching a burning coal, only the holder suffers. Releasing resentment brings mental clarity and peace. Compassion's influence on respect and personal authority. Individuals possessing strong compassion do not need to demand respect. It is naturally accorded to them. They remain unperturbed by insults or disrespect, responding with calm reason and wisdom. Compassion enhances personal relationships and cultivates a strong, trustworthy, and influential image. Compassion, a proactive, not passive, life strategy. It is crucial to understand that compassion does not equate to accepting injustice or allowing oneself to be exploited. A Stoic sets clear boundaries, but responds without anger or hatred. Faced with disrespect, they choose calm understanding over conflict or retaliation. Compassion, therefore, is not a weakness but a powerful and effective life strategy. 2. Precise and truthful articulation. The principle of correct speech is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It transcends mere eloquence, emphasizing precision, honesty, and purpose in communication. A Stoic does not speak to satisfy personal emotions but to pursue truth, utility, and equanimity in all circumstances. The significance of correct speech. Words wield immense power. They can build or destroy relationships, engender respect or breed distrust, foster peace or incite conflict. Marcus Aurelius aptly stated, "Speak little, but when you speak, ensure your words are necessary and reflect justice." A Stoic does not speak for the sake of speaking. They deliberate before uttering a word, speaking only when necessary. Stoic principles of correct speech. Correct speech adheres to 4 key criteria. Truthfulness. A Stoic speaks truthfully, even when the truth is unpleasant. Exaggeration and distortion are eschewed. Manipulation through inflated claims is unacceptable. Uncertainty necessitates silence. Practical application. Many habitually embellish or distort facts for dramatic effect. While this may yield short-term gains, it ultimately erodes trust. Utility. Speech should be valuable and beneficial to the listener, not a platform for self-aggrandizement. A Stoic avoids unproductive complaints, backbiting, and gossip. Silence is preferable to unhelpful speech. Epictetus advised, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen more and speak less." Practical application. Conversations often devolve into monologues showcasing personal opinions. Prioritizing active listening and speaking only when essential is crucial. Emotional regulation. A Stoic does not allow anger, envy, or fear to dictate their speech. When provoked, they pause before responding, choosing calm, clear, and rational expression over emotional reactivity. Seneca counseled, "When angry, count to 10 before you speak. If still angry, count to 100. Practical application. Have you ever regretted impulsive words spoken in anger? Controlling emotions before speaking is paramount contextual appropriateness. Truth does not always demand immediate articulation. A Stoic discerns the appropriate time to share information. Silence often holds more value than words. Interrupting or dominating conversations to prove a point is avoided. Practical application. While eloquence might win arguments, it doesn't guarantee victory. A Stoic understands that silence can be the most powerful response. Applying correct speech. How can one practically embody Stoic principles of correct speech? Necessity. Before speaking, ask, "Is this necessary?" If not, remain silent. Reason over emotion. In disagreements, prioritize logic over emotion. If composure falters, pause before responding. Avoid negativity. Refrain from gossip, slander, and judgment. Focus on constructive contributions. Active listening. Prioritize listening. Understanding often surpasses the power of words. 3. Mindfulness. Mindfulness, in its essence, is a state of complete awareness of the present moment, objectively observing one's thoughts, emotions, and actions without judgment or negative emotional influence. Within Stoic philosophy, mindfulness transcends mere present moment focus. It encompasses the ability to control perception, respond rationally, and maintain composure amidst life's vicissitudes. As Marcus Aurelius eloquently stated, it is not things themselves that disturb men, but their judgments about these things. Crucially, it is not circumstance, but our response to it, that truly matters. Mindfulness's significance within Stoicism is threefold. Emotional regulation. A Stoic does not allow negative emotions, anger, anxiety, envy, or fear, to dictate actions. Mindfulness allows observation of emotions without succumbing to them, thereby facilitating sounder decision-making. For instance, instead of reacting angrily or defensively to criticism, mindful practice encourages pausing, observing emotions, and formulating a rational response. Focus on controllables. Stoicism distinguishes between controllables, one's actions, thoughts, and responses, and uncontrollables, weather, others' opinions, economic fluctuations. Mindfulness enables concentration on what is within one's control, preventing external factors from impacting mental well-being. Facing job loss. For example, a mindful approach prioritizes proactive job searching over unproductive anxiety. Present moment living. Stoics avoid dwelling on the immutable past or worrying about the uncertain future. They focus on the present, appreciating each moment and striving for excellence in the now. Seneca's observation that we suffer more in imagination than in reality highlights the importance of this present moment focus. Anxiety over a presentation, for instance, often surpasses the actual event. Mindfulness mitigates this discrepancy. Practical application of mindfulness within Stoicism involves observing and mastering thoughts. Regularly question the utility of each thought. Negative thoughts should be acknowledged, observed, and allowed to pass without attachment. When anxiety or anger arises, ask, "Is this truly significant in the long term?" Morning and evening reflections. Emulate Marcus Aurelius's Meditations by journaling daily reflections. Morning reflections should address anticipated challenges and desired responses. Evening reflections should assess reactions to events. Evaluating rationality versus emotional reactivity. Dedicate 5 to 10 minutes daily to this practice. The Stoic pause. Before speaking or acting, pause briefly to consider the action. This prevents impulsive reactions and promotes rational decision-making. When provoked, take 3 deep breaths before responding. Memento mori. Remembering mortality fosters appreciation for life's fleeting nature. This is not pessimism, but a reminder to live authentically. Daily self-reflection should include, if today were my last, would I be living in accordance with my values? 4. Forgiveness is granted. Forgiveness. A Stoic perspective. What is forgiveness? Forgiveness transcends merely overlooking others' mistakes. It's a psychological state liberating us from anger, resentment, and suffering. In Stoicism, forgiveness doesn't equate to condoning wrongdoing, but rather choosing not to let harm dictate our emotions. Stoics understand that while we cannot control others' actions, we can control our responses. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This implies that when wronged, we should view the offender's actions as stemming from ignorance, prejudice, or fleeting emotions, rather than succumbing to anger and resentment. Why is forgiveness crucial in Stoic philosophy? Forgiveness facilitates emotional control. Holding onto resentment grants others control over our emotions. Forgiveness restores peace and allows focus on controllable aspects, rather than wallowing in anger and hatred. For example, if betrayed, dwelling on the event fuels anger, suffering, and even sleeplessness. However, this anger cannot alter the past. Forgiveness isn't about the offender's deservingness, but about our own right to peace. Forgiveness promotes rational thought over emotional reactivity. Stoics believe logic should guide emotions, not vice versa. When wronged, instead of immediate anger or retaliation, step back and objectively analyze the situation. A practical exercise involves asking, did this person intentionally harm me? Could I empathize with their perspective? How will I feel about this in a year? Often, anger's insignificance or unnecessity becomes apparent. Forgiveness cultivates compassion and tolerance. Stoics recognize everyone's fallibility. Forgiveness fosters compassion, acknowledging others' susceptibility to emotions, circumstances, or unknown factors. For instance, instead of anger towards a gossiping colleague, consider potential work pressures or insecurities driving their behavior. This perspective facilitates forgiveness. Practicing forgiveness through a Stoic lens. Recognize forgiveness benefits the self. Forgiveness doesn't imply forgetting or enabling exploitation. It's releasing others' control over one's emotions. When contemplating a past transgression, affirm, I cannot change the past, but I can control my perception of it. I choose forgiveness to liberate myself from this pain. Employ the Stoic pause when offended. When wronged, avoid immediate reaction. Breathe deeply, count to 5, and ask, is this truly significant in the long run? If publicly insulted online, resist the urge to retaliate. Remind yourself that such words do not diminish your self-worth. View others' mistakes as lessons. Marcus Aurelius stated, if someone acts badly towards you, ask yourself, have I ever done the same? This promotes understanding of universal fallibility. If seeking forgiveness, reciprocated to others. Reflect on past mistakes forgiven by others. How did that feel? When wronged, consider alternative actions from the offender's perspective. Adopt a broader perspective, memento mori. Stoicism emphasizes memento mori, remembering life's brevity. If today were your last, would you choose to harbor resentment? When angered, ask, if I die tomorrow, will I want to retain this anger? This perspective facilitates forgiveness by highlighting life's value over petty resentments. 5. Uninvolved. Defining detachment. Detachment, in the context of Stoicism, signifies the relinquishment of dependence on external factors. This encompasses material possessions, reputation, achievement, emotions, and even interpersonal relationships. Crucially, detachment does not equate to apathy or indifference. Instead, it involves an objective perspective, preventing external influences from dictating one's emotional responses and decisions. As Marcus Aurelius eloquently stated, you can leave life at any time. Let that determine how you live and how you think. This underscores the impermanence inherent in all aspects of life. Excessive attachment inevitably breeds suffering. The significance of detachment in Stoic philosophy. Emotional regulation. Excessive attachment to wealth, status, or social standing often precipitates anxiety and fear. Similarly, emotional dependence leaves individuals vulnerable to distress when expectations are unmet. Stoics recognize the inherent mutability of all things, emphasizing that the only element truly within one's control is one's own mind. For instance, fixating happiness solely on career advancement leads to profound disappointment upon failure. Conversely, focusing on the effort itself mitigates the impact of setbacks, fostering freedom and serenity. Overvaluing material possessions, social standing, or emotional connections fosters a state of servitude. Recognizing that these factors do not define one's inherent worth cultivates greater freedom and tranquility. Consider these examples. Negative comments from peers will not affect one's self-worth if one understands that external opinions do not diminish personal value. Similarly, significant financial loss is less devastating when viewed as a temporary setback rather than a catastrophic event. Navigating loss and change. The inherent impermanence of health, youth, career success, and relationships necessitates acceptance. Understanding this reality minimizes suffering associated with loss, as it allows for proactive psychological preparation. The death of a loved one, for example, is less traumatic when viewed within the context of life's natural cycle, allowing for a focus on cherishing remaining moments. Practical application of detachment in Stoic philosophy. Acknowledging impermanence, memento mori. The Stoic practice of memento mori, remembering one's mortality, serves as a constant reminder of life's fleeting nature. Discouraging attachment to material possessions or reputation. Imagining the loss of significant aspects of one's life, career, finances, or loved ones, prepares one for the inevitable challenges of loss. Identifying areas of attachment. Self-reflection is crucial. Honest introspection, guided by questions such as, would my happiness be diminished by the loss of this? Or, am I overly reliant on this for a sense of security? Helps identify areas requiring attention. Listing 3 significant attachments, e.g., finances, romantic relationships, reputation, and envisioning life without them facilitates the development of happiness independent of these factors. Cultivating acceptance, amor fati, rather than resisting reality. Stoicism advocates embracing it. The focus shifts from attempting to control the uncontrollable to managing one's response to it. Instead of lamenting adversity, why is this happening to me? The Stoic adopts a stance of acceptance. I accept this and will find the best way to cope. Embracing simplicity and minimalism. Possessions foster dependence. Stoicism promotes a minimalist lifestyle, reducing reliance on material goods. A week-long experiment in reducing consumption to only essential items reveals the possibility of happiness independent of material wealth. Cultivating an external observer perspective. When confronted with challenging situations, adopting the perspective of an external observer, as if watching a film, helps detach from negative emotions and fosters more rational responses. During moments of anger or distress, stepping back and observing the situation objectively, as if from a third-person perspective, promotes clarity and a more measured response. 6. Humility. Defining humility. Humility, in its essence, is a disposition characterized by the absence of arrogance or conceit. It involves a clear understanding of one's limitations and a proactive willingness to learn from others. Within the Stoic philosophy, humility is not synonymous with self-deprecation or a lack of self-confidence, rather, it manifests as acknowledging the limits of one's knowledge, preventing ego from obscuring truth, continuously pursuing self-improvement and learning, refraining from boasting or considering oneself superior to others. As Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, stated, "Do not pride yourself on what you know, for even that which you know comes from others." This underscores the fundamental truth that all knowledge is derived from external sources, thereby negating any justification for arrogance. The significance of humility in Stoic philosophy. Fostering learning and growth. The belief in possessing complete knowledge acts as a barrier to acquiring new information. Humility Conversely, cultivates an open mind, encouraging receptiveness to learning, and facilitating personal improvement. Practical example: an individual convinced of their superior investment acumen, neglecting further education, may suffer significant losses due to outdated knowledge. In contrast, an individual who actively seeks knowledge from successful investors mitigates risk and enhances investment proficiency. Key takeaway: humility is directly correlated with progress. Preventing ego-driven errors, excessive self-confidence, and a disregard for others' perspectives are primary contributors to failure. A steadfast belief in one's own infallibility increases the likelihood of significant errors due to a failure to acknowledge shortcomings. Practical example: a CEO, overly confident in their strategic vision, ignoring employee feedback, may lead the company to failure due to an inability to adapt to market changes. Conversely, a humble leader, receptive to team input, fosters sustainable company growth through continuous innovation. Key takeaway: an inflated ego is antithetical to success. Cultivating positive relationships. Individuals who boast incessantly and display contempt for others are generally unappealing. Humility fosters respect and affection, as it conveys sincerity and attentiveness. Practical example: an individual who constantly flaunts their achievements often elicits negative reactions and alienation. Conversely, a successful individual who remains humble and treats everyone equitably garners respect and support. Key takeaway: humility cultivates positive interpersonal dynamics, maintaining composure and resisting temptation. Excessive self-regard often leads to susceptibility to flattery and a loss of objectivity. Humility, however, provides immunity to such influences, preserving clear-headedness and composure. Practical example: an individual praised for their abilities, believing themselves invincible, may become complacent and make critical errors. A humble individual, even when lauded, maintains a commitment to learning, preserving their discernment and continuing their development. Key takeaway: humility safeguards reason and prevents the blinding effects of fame. Practicing humility through a Stoic lens, recognizing the limits of knowledge, regularly remind oneself of the inherent limitations of one's understanding. No individual possesses complete knowledge, therefore, opportunities for learning from others always exist. Practical exercise. Daily self-reflection. What new knowledge have I acquired today? When engaging in debate, instead of striving to prove oneself correct, consider, could I be mistaken? Prioritizing listening over speaking. Humble individuals prioritize listening over self-expression. Active listening facilitates greater learning. Practical exercise. During conversations, aim for a 70-30 ratio of listening to speaking. Focus intently on the speaker's words rather than formulating a response. Refraining from boasting. True competence requires no self-promotion. Achievements speak for themselves. Excessive boasting elicits negative reactions and diminishes respect. Practical exercise. When complimented, instead of self-aggrandizement, "I'm excellent," respond with, "Thank you. I'm continually striving to improve." Allow accomplishments to speak for themselves. Accepting fallibility. Humble individuals do not defend their ego at all costs. They readily acknowledge errors. This accelerates self-improvement. Practical exercise. When criticized, instead of immediate rebuttal, consider, is there validity to this criticism? If an error is identified, acknowledge it and make amends rather than offering justifications. Maintaining objectivity. Humble individuals do not allow personal emotions to distort reality. They approach situations objectively and rationally. Practical exercise. When confronted with a problem, consider, how would an impartial observer perceive this situation? This helps prevent ego from obscuring the truth. 7. Persistence. Patience. A Stoic perspective. What is patience? Patience is the ability to endure hardship, challenges, and delays without losing composure, becoming discouraged, or acting rashly. In Stoicism, patience is not passive waiting, it's the persistent pursuit of action, acceptance of reality, and the maintenance of equanimity in all circumstances. As Marcus Aurelius stated, everything happens for a reason. Accept and be patient. This implies that some things require time to develop, and impatience only breeds suffering. Why is patience crucial in Stoicism? Patience prevents emotional reactivity. Impatience leads to irritability, anger, and poor decision-making fueled by negative emotions. Stoicism emphasizes emotional control as key to a tranquil and rational life. For example, hastily selling stocks due to a minor price drop might mean missing long-term growth opportunities. Similarly, neglecting brand building for immediate success in business invites risky shortcuts. The lesson: patience fosters calm under pressure and facilitates sound judgment. Patience fosters sustainable success. All achievements require time and perseverance. Stoics believe that valuable outcomes are not instantaneous but the product of sustained effort. Consider Olympic athletes' years of training or successful entrepreneurs' numerous failures before achieving significant success. The lesson: success demands embracing gradual progress and endurance. Patience enables resilience. In the face of adversity, impatience breeds surrender. Stoics understand that life presents challenges, and only the patient persevere. For instance, a struggling startup might be abandoned by the impatient but improved upon by the persistent. Similarly, mastering a new skill requires patience, otherwise, frustration leads to abandonment. The lesson: perseverance conquers all challenges given sufficient patience. Patience cultivates positive relationships. Impatience in relationships fosters anger, judgment, and hurt feelings. Patience promotes listening, understanding, and calm conflict resolution. Instead of immediate anger at a partner's mistake, patiently investigate the cause and seek a solution. Similarly, guide children with patience rather than immediate reprimand. The lesson: patience builds strong, harmonious relationships. Cultivating patience through Stoicism. Accept the time factor. Avoid expecting immediate results. Remind yourself that valuable things require time to develop. When feeling impatient, ask, will rushing truly benefit me? Focus on controllables. Stoicism teaches that outcomes are beyond our control, but actions are not. Instead of being frustrated by uncontrollable factors, concentrate on what you can influence. For example, use traffic delays to listen to audiobooks or plan your day. If work progresses slowly, focus on improving each step rather than complaining. Manage emotions through mindfulness. When impatience arises, pause, breathe deeply, and observe your emotions. Stoics believe mindfulness helps control reactions and prevents negative emotions from dominating. When feeling rushed, take a minute for deep breaths and remind yourself that everything takes time. Keep a daily journal to track moments of impatience and identify areas for improvement. Learn from masters of patience. Study successful individuals and their cultivation of patience. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus offer profound insights into patience. Read Stoic philosophy daily to reinforce the importance of patience. 8. Benevolence. Kindness, in its essence, is the selfless and genuine desire to aid others without seeking personal gain. It transcends mere acts of civility. It embodies a life philosophy, a character trait reflecting one's moral compass. Stoicism identifies kindness as paramount to achieving inner peace and lasting happiness. As Marcus Aurelius stated, human beings are born to assist one another, as hands and feet assist one another. Kindness is not merely a choice, it is an inherent aspect of the human experience. Stoicism emphasizes kindness for several crucial reasons. Societal harmony. A society characterized by kindness fosters sustainable growth. Kindness cultivates unity, support, and collaboration, supplanting competition, envy, and animosity. A successful entrepreneur thrives not solely on talent, but also on their treatment of employees, partners, and clients. Similarly, organizations with a culture of kindness and mutual support outperform those driven solely by profit. Kindness builds enduring relationships and positive environments. Emotional regulation and inner peace. The practice of kindness mitigates the impact of external negativity. Stoics advocate proactive kindness as a means of maintaining inner peace rather than reacting negatively to others. Responding to unkindness with anger relinquishes emotional control. Maintaining kindness protects one's mental well-being and can even alter the other person's perspective. Kindness is not weakness, it is a powerful tool for self-regulation. Unconditional kindness. Stoics practice kindness without expectation of reciprocation. Seneca asserted that true kindness is not about earning gratitude, but about acting rightly. Helping others should stem from inherent morality, not the anticipation of reward. Genuine philanthropy is motivated by altruism, not reputation or personal gain. Unconditional kindness fosters serenity and happiness. Cultivating patience and tolerance. Kindness fosters patience with others' shortcomings and discourages hasty judgment. Stoics recognize individual struggles and avoid premature assessment, addressing employee errors with patience and guidance, rather than anger, exemplifies this. Understanding that unkind behavior may stem from personal difficulties promotes empathy. Kindness extends to those who err, not just the deserving. Cultivating kindness through Stoic principles. Empathetic understanding. Avoid judging solely on actions, consider underlying circumstances. Epictetus advised, "You can't control others, but you can control your response to them." When confronted with upsetting behavior, ask, what challenges might they be facing, before reacting. Daily acts of kindness. Kindness manifests in everyday actions. Smile at strangers, commend colleagues' achievements, and actively listen to those in need of support. Selfless giving. Avoid performing acts of kindness for personal gain. Anonymous acts, such as donating to charity or assisting someone without seeking acknowledgement, exemplify this principle. Self-reflection. Read inspiring stories and remind yourself of kindness's importance. As Marcus Aurelius stated, do good without being told. Begin each day with the intention of becoming a kinder person. 9. Gratitude. Gratitude, an essential Stoic practice. What is gratitude? Gratitude is the appreciation of what one possesses, rather than focusing on deficiencies. It transcends a fleeting emotion. It's a perspective that fosters joy and serenity. Stoicism considers gratitude a cornerstone practice for achieving happiness and inner peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be." B1. Happiness stems not from abundance, but from valuing what one already has. The importance of gratitude in Stoicism. Cultivating serenity. Gratitude mitigates the influence of material desires and social comparisons. Stoics believe happiness resides not in accumulating wealth, but in contentment. A person of modest means who cherishes their work, health, and family will likely experience greater happiness than a millionaire consumed by anxieties. Gratitude diminishes avarice and envy. The lesson: gratitude fosters present happiness, rather than chasing the unattainable. Focusing on positives. Practicing gratitude redirects attention toward life's positive aspects, rather than dwelling on hardship or negativity. Seneca stated, "Happiness is not a matter of intensity but of consistency." When facing adversity, a grateful individual might reflect, "At least I still have the opportunity to strive." Instead of complaining about a demanding workload, a grateful person might acknowledge, "I am fortunate to have employment." The lesson: gratitude transforms perspectives from negative to positive, from complaint to appreciation, reducing stress and anxiety. The relentless pursuit of the unattainable breeds pressure and worry. Stoics believe gratitude alleviates insecurity and fosters inner peace. Individuals anxious about the future can practice gratitude by focusing on present possessions rather than fearing loss. Facing financial hardship. Instead of panic, one can recall their health, friendships, family, and capacity for resilience. The lesson: practicing gratitude mitigates anxiety and promotes serenity. Cherishing relationships. Stoics practice gratitude not only for material possessions but also for the people in their lives. Epictetus taught against waiting for loss to appreciate what one has. One might overlook parental sacrifices, but gratitude fosters greater care and appreciation. In relationships, instead of focusing on flaws, gratitude highlights contributions. The lesson: value those around you while they are present. Practicing Stoic gratitude. Daily gratitude journaling. Dedicate 5 minutes each morning or evening to record at least 3 things for which you are grateful. This focuses attention on positives rather than anxieties. Appreciating the mundane before loss. Stoics practice premeditatio malorum, contemplating potential losses to enhance present appreciation. Imagine losing your job, health, or loved ones. This fosters gratitude for what you currently possess. Expressing gratitude to others. Don't merely feel gratitude, express it. A sincere thank you significantly impacts relationships. Finding lessons in adversity. Gratitude extends beyond positive experiences. It encompasses challenges and hardships. Stoics believe adversity offers valuable lessons. You've witnessed it. Respect isn't earned through supplication, it's commanded through action. Transforming your thoughts, attitude, and behavior renders you impervious to disrespect. Now, I want to hear from you. Which aspect of this video resonated most profoundly? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it with those who could benefit. We have much more to explore together. Until next time.